everything is just straight up boring now. I think I made a video like this before, but every now and then that boredom, you get that moment where you're alone and everything's chill, right? And you're relaxing in your weekend before everything's back to shit. And by Monday, by next week, and you feel like at that moment you have everything. At this moment for now, you have everything at your disposal that you could possibly want for relaxation, and everything's calm and soothing, right? And then you just take a moment to assess everything. And what happens is you just it just creeps in steadily but efficiently. And just like that, just straight the boredom hits, because you realize that you pretty much do this every single day, essentially. Every time you get the chance, and there's not many chances, but every time you get the chance for that at least 1 day or 2 days, it's just gonna be a over and over again with small minimal task, minimal things you get to do. It's like recess. It's like recess never really went anywhere. Even as an adult, you're still not really having that much time because you realize that it's gonna be gone. And then there's more monotony than there is fun and freedom. And then it'll come back, but once again, you're enjoying yourself, then you sit there and you think, you're just in silence by yourself alone, and you're like, damn, this is boring. Because what would it really matter? You know? What would it really matter to do any of this stuff and enjoy it for a long? You only can enjoy it for a short amount of a period. It's I guess it's better to just separate yourself mentally from reality than anything else. At this point, I really don't got nothing else much more that I can think of doing at the moment besides doing that. It's like that Radiohead song. I forgot what it's called. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. It's the Radiohead song from Kid A. The kind of depressing, empty ballad. I think this is the last track. Oh, it's called. It just dawned on me. It's called "How to Disappear Completely." Yeah, that song. And when he says, "I'm not here." That's how it's kind of you have to be at this point. You just gotta indulge yourself in your fantasies, and then at the same time, when you know that reality is creeping back on you, when you mostly expect it, you just gotta be invisible to everything. All the standards, you just gotta separate yourself from that equation. Don't put too much of yourself into it. Don't put too much of your essence into things that weren't supposed to be your existence. It's just here because it's stationary. And I think that for momentarily, you'll find peace and zen. Really the ultimate way to cruise on, stroll through life. Just go your own lane. But back to the topic at hand. Back to the topic at hand. Yeah, boredom is really, it's always gonna be there to surround you, to give you a huge big hug when just when you think that things are fine, it just becomes meh, whatever, you know. What's next? I feel like this is why people get drunk or get high or take drugs in general, because they just get to escape, just like an astral plane, like Doctor Strange, separate your like astral projection, just to get away from the rigidness of everything around you. That's just what you're gonna have to do, you know. It's so easy to be bored. It really is. Even being passionate about something and dedicated about a hobby or a task that you want to put yourself into, that can get boring after a while. After a while of doing it, like playing a video game, you really wanted to play that video game and you anticipating going home and being able to do it. And then you play for like an hour, that adrenaline hits and that energy flows through your body, and you're just having the time of your life. And then you pretty much like did at least 10 levels or like a couple rounds. And after a while, that boredom just starts hitting. It's like, eh, you feel that repetitiveness. You didn't feel it before, earlier on, but now it's starting to dawn on you. And you're like, damn, now this is boring. And you know, you try to brush it off by putting on music, and you put on music while you're playing the game, and so you're back into it. It's like, okay, now I get motivation. And then you go like a couple more rounds, like a couple more hours of rounds, and on and on and on. And you keep going through ciphering through different songs that you enjoy, that you play on repeat constantly. That's like earworms that you can't even get out of your head. You're gonna remember the hook or start singing a certain melody or hearing an instrumental or repeating a lyric or phrase or a line. And after a while, the music that you're listening to becomes more interesting in the game. And then it's like, you know what? I'm done. You just sit there for a second, blankly staring at the game, and then looking down in your hands, holding, clenching the controller, sweaty as all hell, and you're like, whatever. I'm bored. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And you get up, you pause the game, or you turn the TV off, and then it's like, I'll be back in just a couple. Like, I'll be back after I'm done. And then it's night, and you're not back. You just forgot all about it, and now you're just on your phone again. Would turn into ciphering for music eventually evolved into, I'm just gonna watch videos, whatever. See what my favorite content creators doing. See what trash is on my algorithm, my recommendation page today. What's in the algorithm for me to slosh down my throat like oatmeal, dried oatmeal, and boom, boredom. It has many forms. It invades many spaces, no matter how much you try to avoid it. Everything just gets boring, predictable. Nothing exciting goes on. Exciting in a good way, not like all hell breaking loose or whatever. Just that boredom, man. I think I get it more worse than anybody in my family that I live with, because I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly having like these moments where I just stare and everything around me just blurs. I'm just looking at this one area straight forward, just like that. And you're just stuck for a while. And then you snap out of it. That's how it is, man. It's insanity. And they say life is short, right? But sometimes when you don't want it, hours can just drag on and drag on. Like when you're in school or at a job or at a somewhere that you're forced to go to, and you don't really get a choice. At home, when you're sitting around, it goes from morning to night in just like a couple hours, like 3-4 hours. But in school and work or whatever, it just feels like it just drags and drags and drags. It's like it never changes. It just constantly resets. Especially when you're not looking at the clock. I mean, when you're looking at the clock and you're looking out the window, you're just like, man, I can't really wait to go home. Or I can't wait to go to lunch. Or I can't wait to go to PE. It just drags, man. It just so long and boring and daunting. Maybe that's the right word. I don't know if that's the right word, but you get my point. It's just whatever. Damn. I really want to go home. Same with a job. I remember working at my job and it was just 6 hours. I was supposed to read her, but it felt like a whole day. Like, geez, man. The sun just pauses when you're in there. When you're not looking at it, it just stays still, really. Time, like, don't even have no conscience in there. It's just everything's slow. It's like time stopped. Everything's in slow motion. You're just dragging along like a zombie. Constantly on repeat, having to help customers out, stock things, just doing the same motions over and over again. It's like, oh my God, make it stop. Please. Can I go? And then you go, and then Lord forbids if it takes like even an hour or two to go home. I was the huge victim of this. It used to take, sometimes it would take like until night for me to go home because of how many, especially when I'm waiting on the bus or my parents who was late to pick me up. They'd just be off working their jobs or picking other people up from school, and then they go back home sometimes and just be chilling until, and then they think I'm gonna get home, and then I do, most times I do, but it just be like at an unexpected time. It's like, oh my God, dude. And then it's like night and you got like at least 3 more hours, and all you can do really, you gotta do homework or you gotta rest your body. You don't even get to have no fun time off. And then when you want to have that fun time off, you just get that reminder in the back of your head that, damn, I gotta go back. This is nothing. The routine just gonna start over again, man. Hell can't be worse than this, bro. And then you go on to sleep, and even sleep feels like you barely get any, like, the night just goes by so quickly. It's like, damn, I'm up more than I'm asleep. Especially when you have sleeping problems. It's really a big deal then, man. It's really a big deal. I'm up more than I sleep, man. Jeez. I just want to go home. I mean, I just want to lay in this bed all day. Oh, man, especially when you're in the bed. You do not want to get up. You're chained to that damn bed. You're like, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe if I close my eyes and shut my ears, that alarm will stop going off. Maybe I can miss a day of work and they won't mind. The amount of excuses I made just to get out of going to work when I definitely felt like it was going to be hell that day, I couldn't even tell you how many excuses I made. Ludicrous. How many times I got, maybe that's why I was fired from my first job, because they caught on and was like, okay, so this MFer really sitting here thinking he's slick. Okay, we don't need him, and he ain't really doing much anyway. He's kind of lackluster anyway. He's like he's like getting bit by a zombie. So just chop him off, chop the arm off that got bit. One less loose end. So whatever. On to the next drone. And you're like, damn. Yes, but wait. It's momentarily. I get to reflect on this and relax a little bit because I gotta immediately go apply for another job. Or my parents will be on my ass. Or life will be on my ass. Boredom is my new best friend. It's everyone's best friend. It's gonna be there more than anyone else is. Yeah. Even making videos is boring, but at the same time, I simultaneously want to do those more than anything else because I don't know. I feel like this is a way out. At least I gotta keep the grind going. I can't stop, even if it drags on. It's like I'm carrying heavy weight on myself, trying to come up with topics and ideas, and trying to execute those ideas. Improvisational. I don't know if I'm saying improv. You know what I mean. The execution of those is just as hard as coming up with a topic because I don't want to sound like a dummy. Steady stuttering and stopping, spacing out. Man, I wish I had superpowers or something. I wish my life was like a comic book or a fantasy or anime. Probably why I'm so immersed in anime right now anyway, because you just feel like you're in that world, especially when the world building is OP. It's like, damn. Why is fiction better than reality, man? Just constant. Everything's just whatever, man. In fiction, anything can go. Anything goes. Anything happens. But our world, anything happens in our world, but it's never good. It's never fun. It's never exciting. It's always something negative or destructive, which I'm not surprised. We're idiots. I feel bad for animals. I wish I was an animal. Hell. I already told you. I already made 2 videos about animals and how much they got it easier than us than we do. Sure, they don't really get to think about anything like that. I'm not saying they're not smart, but they're smart in their own way, separate from us. But, man. Woo! Yeah, I made this video ironically because I was bored. Not because I had a thought of or idea of this is going to be the video. Just pick the camera up and just hit record and just start ranting. Whatever I can come up with, I'll say. Not to say I'll just spit anything, but I try my best to be insightful of my own, my care to these videos. I want to leave with something. When I make these, I don't just want to do anything and it just be basic. That's why I offer variety on my channel. My whole goal is, I'm not trying to be a full-time YouTuber, but for as much as I can, I'll try to make sure that this channel is efficient enough That's why I offer variety, because when you do the same thing over and over again, just, well, it's boring.